Well, Everton are able to welcome back the creative midfield presence of Mikel Arteta today. The Spaniard's shaken off a groin injury. The man to make way is Tony Hibbert, so the ever-versatile Philip Neville converts from midfield to right-back. Striker Andy Johnson, who's missed 7 games with a foot injury, is back among the subs. Sunderland include their skipper Dean Whitehead for the first time since mid-August. He's recovered from a cruciate knee ligament injury and replaces Nyron Nosworthy, who could be out for 6 weeks with a damaged hamstring. Dwight Yorke also returns after missing 4 games with a calf injury. Ross Wallace drops out to accommodate him, and 36-year-old Andy Cole could finally make his Sunderland debut. He's poised from the bench. Whitehead getting his first touch, damaged his cruciate ligaments after only 2 games of the season, but he's back today for Sunderland. They'll be hoping that he will prove an inspirational figure. Alongside me today is an inspirational Everton figure of the past. It's Joe Royle.
Thank you, John. Looking forward to a good open game here. Sunderland relying heavily on the muscular Kenwyne Jones up front. Everton have never had a riches such as they have at the moment of forwards fit all season. McFadden not even on the bench, young James Vaughan not even on the bench, and even Andy Johnson on the bench. So things are looking good for David Moyes.
Yes, Anichebe has been something of an enigma this season for Everton, coming on seemingly at will in the UEFA Cup and scoring from substitute. Here's Carlo Edwards for Sunderland though. Desperately need a lift away from the Stadium of Light. Cahill looking for Yakubu, as he will do frequently this afternoon. Kenwyne Jones for Sunderland, big and strong, but brought down as well, unfairly by Carsley, says Phil Dowd. An early opportunity perhaps for the Black Cats.
Well, Phil Dowd couldn't have been closer to give that foul. Lee Carsley holds his head here. I think it's just about a foul, he's just caught him. Kenwyne Jones being very positive and going for goal. Look here for Ian Hart on the ball. We've seen when he was at Leeds first time around. Excellent spot kicks and free kicks.
As Whitehead can strike them as well. It looks as though it will be Ian Hart though. Hasn't scored yet for Sunderland in 5 appearances for the club. Hart steps up. The Wall did a very good job. It was Carsley actually who committed the foul, who got his body in the way. Everton looked to break with Yakubu, but Danny Higginbottom, who scored in Sunderland's last game against arch rivals Newcastle, gets the ball away.
Bright start by Sunderland, who come here very positive, playing with 2 out-and-out strikers in Chopper and Kenwyne Jones, declaring intent.
Carsley with the clearance. Shane with a teasing ball, and Chopra is alive to it, shadowed by Lescott at the moment. He's got support from Carlos Edwards. But Everton defenders have done their job well there. Combination of Lescott and Valente. And here's Philip Neville with room to get forward on the right hand side. Here's for the 1-2.
Big Dixon and Tuhu there doing a covering job in midfield.
Neville may get the cross in now, short to Cahill. Arteta trying to find Neville once more. Everton have a throw. Phil Neville with the long throw. Looking for Cahill with the flick on, he's so dangerous in the air. In by Lescott. Sunderland defenders looking at each other for just a moment there, and Everton might profit. This is Mikel Arteta. Oh, he's turned the defender inside out. Can he produce the cross? It's a decent one. It's only half cleared. It's Cahill! And that's a wonderful block by the Sunderland defenders. I think it was Machane and Higginbottom together who got in the way of that one, because that was goal bound.
Well, Machane it was. Good build-up by Everton and a great opportunity, but what a challenge for Machane.
wonderful piece of defending, because Tim Cahill didn't need to be asked twice here.
Well, Arteta on the right twists the Sunderland defence inside out and plays a perfect cross to the far post, and Yakubu flicks it down. A strike on goal from Cahill. Great block, great block.
Arteta can't get forward this time. It was wonderful defending, and that's what Roy Keane will be looking for from a side who've conceded 15 goals on the road this season. Phil Neville on the overlap. It's a good-looking cross to Cahill. Couldn't get the header anywhere near on target. This is Grant Leadbitter as Sunderland look to break. They've only got Chopper and Jones up ahead of him. Looking to take on Lee Carsley. He's found Dwight York. This is Whitehead. To who? Jones. A very positive start by Sunderland, but that particular attack breaks down. This is Leon Osman. Valente. Joseph Yobo sweeps it forward. Scott's got the measure of Jones. Carsley, though, has lost out. This is Leadbitter. Found Chopra out wide. Jones is the only Sunderland player in the box. Chopra might go it alone. Tries to find York. That's well played by Yakubu. He's got support here from Osman and Pienaar. It's Osman who takes the ball on. Valente just tucked in behind. Valente. Carsley chips over the top, away by Whitehead. Everton looking to keep the pressure on. Pienaar's continued his run down that left, but Valente ignores it. Might go for goal. It's Nuno Valente. A decent save from Craig Gordon.
Well, Everton gradually getting on top now. Good play by Everton down the left-hand side, and Nuno Valente cuts in on his weaker right foot, and a comfortable save for Gordon, but nevertheless a save he had to make.
Hasn't scored a senior goal for nearly 7 years, Nuno Valente, but it was a decent effort on target.
Of course, he's got a battle on when Leighton Baines is fit to keep the left-back spot. Probably David Moyes' biggest absentee at the moment with injury.
And here's a man who's back from injury, Mikel Arteta. Can't squeeze the ball out to Phil Neville on that occasion. Dwight York, who of course was a teammate of Neville's at Manchester United in those many years of success. Here's Carlos Edwards. It's it back from Whitehead. Jones going to get round the outside of Jolyon Lescott. It was well defended by one player on the pitch who was part of that dreadfully disappointing England performance in midweek. Well, Roy Keane is animated on the bench. He does say that he tries to keep calm, because if he didn't he'd probably end up with a heart attack, but I think he'd be reasonably happy with what he's seen so far, Joe.
Yes, he said they've had a decent start.
Oh, they haven't now. It's Yakubu. It's a real chance for Everton. It's bobbled up and over Craig Gordon and into the net. Route one from the home side, and they have the lead inside 12 minutes.
Well, Yakubu does what he does very well. The ball ends up in the net. There's seldom spectacular goals, and Paul McShane there, who's missed the ball, has made a horrible mistake. Welcome to the Premiership. That's the difference. You get away with that in the Championship. McShane's missed it. Yakubu there has out-muscled Higginbotham. They've got a strike on target, which is deflected. Goalkeeper has no chance, and a great start is ruined. Roy Keane must be tearing his hair out. It's not a great move, it's not a great skill, it's a straight ball down the middle. McShane lashes out at it, as you see, misses, and you don't get round Yakubu. And you know, his form hasn't been good, John, necessarily, but his goal scoring form's been excellent since he came here, and that's what he does.
overhit that square ball intended for Valente and conceded a throw. This is Dean Whitehead. Ian Hart. The only strike on goal so far for Sunderland from the free kick. There's an offside flag against Carlos Edwards. Quickly taken free kick by Everton. Pienaar. Neville. Yakubu. Oh, that's beautifully weighted, that pass out to Mikel Arteta. Looking to turn Hart inside out again. Philip Neville with the chip. If they can finish this, it'll be a fantastic goal, and it is! Cahill, absolutely brilliant from Everton from start to finish. 2-0.
Well, Cahill there finishing the goal, but Everton playing great football. Arteta causing absolute mayhem down the Sunderland left flank, giving Ian Hart a torrid time. We'll see again the wonderful little cross. I'm sure he's delighted, David Moyes. He'll wait for later for the big smiles. You see the ball played in, Yakubu plays behind, Arteta outstrips Hart, tricks him once, goes inside, just chips a little ball around the back to Neville. Great control there, great control and predatory finish. See here again, wonderful little pass, and what a great far post ball there. Yeah, good football. 2-0. Everton very, very comfortable in this game now, with Sunderland with an awful lot to do at this early stage.
Tim Cahill finding the net again, his 4th goal in 7 games, the Australian, and it may, although we've only had 18 minutes, have put Everton out of sight. Roy Keane's face says it all, but that was a thing of beauty, that goal. Brilliantly created and beautifully finished by Cahill, who is absolutely on fire at the moment. Here's Kenwyne Jones, who's also been decent goal scoring form this season. He wasn't far away there, it was a good effort by the big man.
Well, a little reminder for Everton, just in case they were about to get complacent. He's a powerful player, he's quick, he's big, exceptionally strong, and this is a great strike just wide of goal. I think Tim Howard had it covered, but nevertheless a reminder.
Well, coming into today, he had 3 goals in 5 games, Kenwyne Jones, although he hadn't scored in the last 2, but if there is a side of goal, he's willing to have a go.
I think he's one of the buys of the season for the Premiership. You know, it's hard for Championship sides being promoted to get top players to come to them, but he's come and he's looking exceptionally good.
That's not a good clearance by Lescott, but Everton have got away with it. Here's Pienaar. And Arteta are pretty much stuck to their respective flanks so far. Arteta on the right, Pienaar on the left.
Well, there's no need to change at the moment. Arteta's having such a good time out there, John. He's got Hart on toast at the moment. He's going past them at will and giving them all kinds of problems.
This is Stephen Pienaar. Osman's got Neville out wide. This is Phil Neville now. Pienaar again. Ironically, he is now over on the right-hand side and finds Arteta. Neville, Pienaar once more. It's another great move by Everton. It's Leon Osman. Yakubu couldn't quite squeeze it through to Pienaar. Lovely work in and around the box again by David Moyes' side. Lee Carsley. We're in the mood now, Everton.
Well, Everton are totally bossing midfield. Carsley's breaking everything up when Sunderland get the ball, and then the 3 offensive midfield players running forward at will.
Dean Whitehead, who's returned to first team action thus far, has been an unhappy one with 20 minutes played at Goodison Park. Tim Cahill and Yakubu the scorers, and Everton at a canter at the moment.
John, it just shows you the absolute chasm between the Championship and the Premiership. Sunderland were runaway winners last year, outstanding in the Championship, and they've improved that side, and look at the difference.
Mikel Arteta finding Yakubu, he's got space. Yakubu! It would have been 3 back for McShane, it might still. It's blocked by McShane again. Well, that could so easily have been 3-0 to Everton. And McShane, whose error led to Yakubu's goal, atoned for it not once but twice there.
Well, you see here, good football. Yakubu gets the ball, and normally feed the yak and he will score, but this time it's blocked. Great block by McShane again. A terrific last-ditch tackle there by the young defender.
He's been ever present but for a suspension this season. Paul McShane. Phil Neville. Everton have been devastating down that right-hand side. Wonderful flick by Arteta to Osman. So good that I'm not sure he expected it.
He's the difference. When Everton are good, when they're at their best, it's because Arteta's at his best, and he makes the difference for him. He's that touch of class. Carsley there, equally important. He's the soldier in midfield who wins the ball back.
Yes, they missed him, I suppose, at Chelsea, although they did manage to get a wonderful result. Arteta with a groin injury missing that game, but back today, 2 devastating effects so far.
Tim Howard getting his first touch of the ball for a good while at the moment. It's been one-way traffic for the last quarter of an hour.
Valente finding Pienaar. One of the things that Everton will be looking for, as well as the goals that they've scored, is a clean sheet, which hasn't really been a particularly big theme of the season so far. But recently they've only managed 3 shutouts in the last 21 games, so if they can prevent Sunderland scoring, that will be another bonus for David Moyes, whose side are really gathering momentum at the moment on all fronts. UEFA Cup and Carling Cup as well to come. This week it's a busy time for Everton, and they're enjoying it at the moment. Carlos Edwards for Sunderland. Now comes Howard, it's a fingertip away, and that might so easily have been a goal back by Grant Ledbetter.
What a chance. Certainly Sunderland's best chance. It's a good cross by Carlos Edwards here, who escapes his marker. It's a good ball to the far post, and Tim Howard in the swirling wind doesn't deal with it. It's a free header by Grant Ledbetter. He should do better. They should be back in the game here.
Here's Arteta. Yakubu has penalised himself this time. And Everton have a free kick in a very promising situation.
It's the 2 who are not happy with the foul. He thinks Arteta's made the best of it. You see here, good interplay. Cahill plays the ball inside. Well, he's barged him from behind. I don't think Dixon can complain too much.
Mikel Arteta standing over the ball at the moment. Nuno Valente is there as well if Everton require a left-footed delivery. And the money's on Arteta, but we shall see. Yakubu's in the box, Lescott too. It's Arteta to drive, not very well, straight at the defensive wall. That's going to be another free kick, I fancy.
Yeah, Chopra proving what we all know, the forwards aren't very good defenders, giving a free kick away. A lunge here, just caught Arteta's hanging foot.
Well, Lescott and Yobo have stayed up for this one. Lescott, of course, is Everton's top scorer with 5. Arteta's better delivery this time. Oh, and that was very, very close. It's Leon Osman, I think, up at the near post, directing his header across goal and wide.
Well, Leon Osman too, for a not so big chap, shall we say, diminutive, is very, very good in the air, a good header of the ball, and he's not marked, he's free, and he's just glanced it wide of the far post. Not too far wide either, I would say.
Here's Osman, brilliant save by Craig Gordon. Once again, Sunderland survive Osman with the volley, and Gordon showing why they paid 9 million for him.
Yeah, good play here, and Valente in, a flick down, and Osman arriving on the edge of the box. A good finisher too, the young lad is, but a good save there. Good save by Gordon. You see again, chest down and volley. Good save, son. Keeping Sunderland in with a glimmer of hope as we get towards half-time.
Well, there have been a number of occasions when it could have been 3 for Everton. With 4 minutes to go to the interval, Sunderland will be desperate to make sure it isn't 3. If it is, it will be game over surely.
Well, Roy Keane can't wait to get them into the dressing room at half-time, but looking at his substitutes, I'm trying to see who can make a difference for him. Has he got an outstanding wide man who's going to come on and get loads of crosses, an outstanding forward who's going to get shots, and it's hard.
Chopra, who's toiled without much profit up front, is unable to keep the ball in under pressure from Joseph Yobo.
See the first goal there, a wicked deflection, but it goes down to Yakubu, who's a shot on target. The second goal here, good turn by Cahill, and finish. And the customary finish, a little bit of sparring with the corner flag in the corner.
I was going to say, Yakubu looks as if he's nicked his celebration off Nicolas Anelka with those fluttering hand gestures. Here's Nuno Valente feeding Stephen Pienaar. Maybe Everton will go in 3 up. Valente, Pienaar! Everton slice Sunderland apart again. Stephen Pienaar's got his second goal for the club. The manager is delighted. It is 3-0 to Everton.
Well, Moisey's smiling there, and might well he smiled, because great football from his team here. Everton are absolutely slicing Sunderland apart down the flanks. This time, though, down the left. You see Pienaar here down the left. Plays the ball in for Valente, who cuts it back to him. Pienaar takes the return, and a terrific finish. I think it's game over now. It will take some recovery for Sunderland to get back into this, and they must worry about the second half, really, when Everton then will have the win behind them as well. A great finish, great Gordon got no chance, and as I said, big problems in the full-back positions for the men from Sunderland.
A chance here, but Dixon Atumu is not able to find the space for a shot. He has found Carlos Edwards, though. Cross is repelled by Jolyon Lescott. Dwight York. We've had the first of the 2 added on minutes. Goal here might just lift Sunderland. Chopra's boxed in at the moment, although he almost found Ledbetter, but once again Joseph Yobo is alert to the danger.
The door was open for a second, but Yobo read it, got there quickly. The Nigerian international snuffed the danger out straight away.
Ledbetter's kept possession for Sunderland, who, to their credit, haven't let their heads drop yet. It's an excellent strike. It's a chance for Edwards. Somehow beaten away by Howard, but put in by Dwight York, and they do have a lifeline.
Well, credit Sunderland. They've done what their manager instills in them, whether it be the end of the second half or this time the end of the first half. They keep going, they keep believing, they keep playing. Good build-up play here, a vicious shot by Ledbetter, which Howard palms away. Carlos Edwards gets it back in, but somehow Howard and the post keep it out. It comes out again to Dwight York, and he remembers his days as a finisher for Manchester United and puts it away in the corner. So from a seemingly impossible position, they're back in the game now.
Well, Dwight York's first Premier League goal since October 2004 gives Sunderland something of a lifeline after they'd been put to the sword by Everton in the preceding 46 minutes. Yakubu getting Everton underway with the first goal after a slip by Paul McShane. The ball bouncing up over Craig Gordon and into the back of the net off a deflection by Danny Higginbottom, and then Tim Cahill capping an exhilarating Everton move with a smart finish to make it 2-0. Stephen Pienaar added a third, combining beautifully with Nuno Valente 3 minutes before half-time, but Dwight York's goal may have just given Sunderland a tiny grain of hope. At half-time at Goodison Park, It's Everton 3, Sunderland 1. Welcome back to Goodison Park, where Sunderland are to make a double substitution at the start of the second half of this Barclays English Premier League match, which they trail by 3 goals to 1. Danny Collins and Ross Wallace are the men about to enter the fray. That's Collins, who is a defender, and Wallace, who is a midfield player. Come on, the 2 players to make way, Dixon Ituhu and Dwight York, whose final touch in this match was to claw a goal back for Sunderland.
And his replacement, number 15, Danny Collins.
Well, Dwight York has given Sunderland a bit of a lifeline. It's one of those games now where the next goal will be interesting. If it's Everton's, of course, it'll probably kill things off, but if Sunderland were to nick one, then their hopes will be very much renewed.
Well, John, there's a bit of a tactical rethink with Collins coming to left back and Hart going to right back, Whitehead moving into midfield and Wallace coming out here on his favoured left-sided position. Confirmation, really, the problems that Sunderland had in midfield in the first half, getting nowhere near the 5-man Everton midfield.
Well, it was a hugely entertaining first half, certainly for the Everton fans and the neutrals. Sunderland changing it around in a bid to try and claw themselves back in, but it's still a mountainous task that awaits them. Everton coming forward early on, but Whitehead is there to knock it clear. Referee's given a goal kick there after that tussle between Cahill and Hart. Cahill, the scorer of a really excellent goal, the second one, capping off a terrific move down the right hand side by Everton for his 4th goal in 7 games.
Well, we now also have the younger, more energetic Grant Ledbetter in midfield for Dwight York, and hopefully they will be thinking they can get more tackles in now and contain the rampant Everton midfield.
Well, they've won themselves a free kick with an illegal tackle by Nuno Valente on Carlos Edwards there. So there is an opportunity perhaps for Sunderland to make a better start to the second half than they did to the first. Kenwyne Jones will be an obvious target. Danny Collins is up there as well. It's nodded away easily enough by Leon Osman.
A poor free kick there by Wallace. Just when you want to put pressure on the opposition, hits the first man. Frustrating.
Still not completely clear by Everton. Wallace trying to burrow his way through. Finally it's knocked away by Valente. Whitehead is now playing as a midfielder, having started at right back. So will Roy Keane's changes pay off? He had to do something. David Moyes, I guess, will be annoyed that Dwight York was able to score that goal so late in the first half. Leon Osman had to go for goal in the absence of too many other options there. Sunderland were able to block.
This is a club announcement.
Here's Wallace.
Jeff Kendall from the visiting supporters, please contact his nearest
Wallace may go all the way here. Strikes the shot. Once again, Tim Howard's in the right place.
Yet again, Ross Wallace proving a danger to Everton, cutting in on his not so favoured right foot, but nevertheless giving them that extra bite up front that they lacked in the first half and looking mighty dangerous.
It's Wallace's 100th club appearance today, but he wasn't able to add to his 2 goals in the season. Here's Arteta for Everton, just slithering it back. Whitehead needs to deal with it, and only just about managed to at the second attempt, and was very fortunate because had Pienaar controlled that properly, Whitehead may have been embarrassed on his return from injury.
Well, Ian Hart must be wondering what he's done to deserve this. Arteta has followed him over onto the other flank now and is tormenting him from that side.
Lovely turn by Yakubu. It's opened up for Yakubu. Couldn't find the finish though.
Well, he's a mixture. The Yak, it's a great turn here. He turns away here from McShane, opens himself up, goes past Higginbottom, has a whole goal to shoot at. Uncharacteristically misses the target though. Good play by Yakubu. Danger again from Everton. Getting going in this second half at last.
Well, he's got 3 in the last 4 Premier League games, including today. And incidentally, today was only his second goal. Goodison Park, Yakubu.
John, his performance today is so typical. He's quiet in games, but he does score goals, and he is a goal scorer.
Middlesbrough fans will attest to that. This time he's trying to turn provider, but Pienaar couldn't get there. This is Danny Collins. Whitehead. Chopra. Shot was blocked by the ever-industrious Lee Carsley. Collins again.
Well, credit Roy Keane, he's seen the problems first half, he's reacted, and Sunderland looked much more balanced and athletic in the second half, back in this game with a much better chance than the first half, certainly.
The ball is chipped down the line, Chopra's there. He's going to try and wriggle his way through. He's done well to find Dean Whitehead. Edwards, shadowed by Nuno Valente and Arteta. It's a decent first-time cross, a good clearing header by Joseph Yobo, and then by Lee Carsley. Everton have been pretty much backs to the wall for the opening nearly 15 minutes of this second half, but they may break now with Yakubu. Pienaar and Neville bombing forward. Cahill was competently held by Craig Gordon.
Well, we have a very open game at the moment, end to end, with Sunderland now fighting the corner in this game, John, and I don't think we've seen the end of the goal scoring.
Yeah, we said that at half-time. I'm surprised if it stayed at 3-1. Here's Ledbitter. Misplaced ball to his opposite number 18, Phil Neville.
Well, credit Sunderland, they kept passing the ball, they're trying to play the football. Much better balance, I've just said. Much greater width about them now, and certainly a more physical presence in midfield.
This is Stephen Pienaar. Tim Cahill is out wide. Pienaar's continued his run into the box. Here he is now, the South Africans. Yakubu. Arteta on the far side. Sunderland will look to counter with Wallace, who's been very lively since he came on. Michael Chopra. Carsley does what he does best and finds Yakubu as well. Mikel Arteta looking to torment Ian Hart as he did so often in the opening period. There's an overlap from Nuno Valente. We weren't quite on the same wavelength there.
Well, slightly elaborate there from Arteta. He lured his man in, as you said. Ian Hart came to challenge him, and Nuno Valente galloping clear. But a poor pass there.
Henry Jones just momentarily had possession for Sunderland.
Well, he did, but he's been impressive at both ends. He's been heading balls clear in his own box. He's been a danger in the opposition box.
Long ball hoisted over the top. Cahill with a chance for 4-1, and he takes it gleefully. And the pressure that Everton endured at the start of the second half is over now.
And once again, a long ball, a long straight ball, which should be no problem, causes the accident-prone Paul McShane a problem. He goes to the ball, he slips, he loses balance, and from then on in, Cahill is always going to score a great finish. Paul McShane there on his backside, goalkeeper had no chance. Effectively now game over. Sunderland must be wondering what they've got to do. They'd started so well, and there's lots of hands on hips. looking disconsolately at their back four. They must know now that the game's over for them.
It's 5 goals in 7 games now for the Australian international since returning to fitness. I was talking to one of the local Sunderland reporters before the game, and he said to me, I hope Cahill has a poor game because we always struggle to contain him. Well, I'm sorry, but he's now got his second of the game, and it looks as if Roy Keane's plans, which, to be fair, at the beginning of this half looked as if they were going as well as he could have hoped, have foundered on the rocks.
But once again, just a straight ball down the middle, which at this level shouldn't be a problem for top-class centre-halves.
It's the second time McShane's been caught out in that manner, although what he's done in between with his number of blocks and tackles has been pretty good. But as you say, Joe, 2 lapses, 2 goals, and Sunderland's hopes probably are as damp as the weather, unless Kenwyne Jones can put one in. Oh, and Chopra inexplicably has put wide with the goal at his mercy. Well, he's a player who's finding goals hard to come by, but he won't have a better chance than that.
Good football here by Sunderland. Ledbetter cuts the ball back. Kenwyne Jones gets in across the goalkeeper, the near post. What a chance for Chopra. What a chance for 4-2, and an immediate response.
Yakubu, Phil Neville's in acres of space. This is Pienaar, he's wearing gloves in this second half. Osman, Mike Crowe for a crack himself. Oh, it was deflected. It was brilliant reactions from Craig Gordon, who managed to toe poke it away with his trailing leg.
That's a fantastic save. The ball's taking a deflection. Good play by Everton again. Great football. Osman beats his man, sets up the shot. It's deflected. The keeper's going the wrong way and reacts fantastically.
It was Danny Higginbottom actually whose deflection saw Yakubu's shot go in for the first goal. Quickly taken corner. Arteta is given too much room by Sunderland. Osman squeezes the shot through, and it's put in by Yakubu on the turn for 5. He's got 2. Cahill's got 2, and Everton are home and dry.
Well, we said at half-time, the way Sunderland were defending, John, that it could go to 5 or 6. And here we are with the 5th goal. Good play by Everton. Arteta plays the ball back to Osman. Ricochets round the box, pinball. And there he is. Feed the yak, and he scored his 2nd goal.
Everton substitution, please show your appreciation for number 22, Yakubu.
That is Yakubu's last kick of the game. He's being replaced by Andrew Johnson, to a roar from the Goodison fans, both in appreciation of Yakubu's contribution with those 2 goals, but also the return of a player who's been much missed around these parts. 7 games out, although he did score in his last appearance against Newcastle in October. An embrace for the double goal scorer, for a man who I'm sure would love to crown his return with a goal himself.
Well, you feel a little for Yakubu, who surely wanted to stay on for his hat-trick. But you see the young bull of a man now, Victor Anichebe, who's both electric sharp and very strong. And of course Andy Johnson, highly valued at Goodison Park here, who's just signed a new 5-year contract.
Yeah, Anichebe, you can see in the top of your picture, wearing a bandage on a hand injury which prevented him playing for Nigeria recently. So Everton 5 goals to the good. They've brought on 2 strikers as they look to really embarrass Sunderland at Goodison.
Certainly a big test now for the 2 Sunderland centre-halves. Both Johnson and Anichebe are very, very quick players.
There's a foul on that far side. It's a painful roll into the gravel that surrounds this playing surface at Goodison Park. Carlos Edwards taking a tumble. Meanwhile, there's more activity on the Everton bench as we watch this tackle again. Jagielka is about to come on, but he won't until this free kick has been taken. Hard to deliver for Sunderland. It loops up and onto the roof of the net. It actually came off Lee Carsley, the Everton midfield player.
And that's what he's there for. He's in the space to stop that flat free kick. The first Everton defence, it wasn't him actually, I think it was Osman. But that's Carsley's job, to stop anything getting through to the box.
Ledbetter will take the corner. Never is a cross goal, and Valentine's enough time to bring it down and clear.
Oh, what's a chance there for Sunderland.
Carsley's header looking for Johnson. Raw goes up as he looks to use his pace, but Sunderland have got it back to Craig Gordon safely enough. Can't really be faulted for any of the goals. In fact, just before the fifth one, when he'd made a quite extraordinary save to deny a deflected Osman shot. Here's Ledbetter, Dean Whitehead, Andy Cole trying to squeeze it through. Cleverly beyond Edwards, up towards Johnson, but McShane in the way. Minutes to go at Goodison Park. It'll seem like an eternity for Sunderland. To their credit, came out positively in the second half, but from the moment Cahill knocked the fourth in, the game was up. The ball there was by Lee Carsley.
Well, looking at today's performance defensively, I'm sure that Roy Keane will be searching in the January window for defenders to bolster his side's bid to stay in this division next year.
Finally crossed the line off Stephen Pienaar. It'll be a Sunderland throw-in. Yakubu's goal made it 20 away goals conceded by Sunderland, just to underline Joe's point there. Here's Ledbetter. This is Edwards. Cole. Whitehead. Cross is long towards Wallace, who is never going to do anything other than just hit it behind.
It's hard when you're 5-1 down away from home and you know the game's over. Roy Keane there will be trying to draw all the positives he can out of this performance. And one of them, I'm sure, will be the performance of Kenwyne Jones, who has been strong and resilient up front.
Keane had so much success as a manager last season in the Championship. But this is a game that has brought him and the club very much back down to earth. Kenwyne Jones. Full level there ahead of Ross Wallace. Andy Johnson's got away from McShane. It's Johnson for 6. It is 6. Andy Johnson, after missing 7 games with injury, has only taken about 7 minutes to get back on the score sheet. 6-1.
Well, I did say the pace of the two substitutes would be a problem for Sunderland, and Andy Johnson just races away from Paul McShane here. That is just a clearance. Third goal out of the 6, just a hoof down the middle. McShane outstripped the goalkeeper. Down a little bit early, I've got to say that he's been magnificent, but not on this goal. And Andy Johnson scores the 6th goal, takes it exceptionally well. Great day for Davy Moyes. His top forward's back. 6 goals. I think I saw a smile.
Ryan Ichibi to Johnson was sublime. Here's Arteta. Impression they're trying to walk the ball in at the moment, Everton. It's Mikel Arteta. It's cleared off the line by McShane. Pienaar. And Ichibi. In the end, it was easy for Gordon.
Well, the danger comes down the flank this time. Mikel Arteta again goes past Ian Hart. You see the step over here, rifles the ball across the box, cleared off the line again by McShane, last ditch clearance, and then Anichebe hits the target, but well saved this time by Gordon.
Anichebe's got a real knack of popping up with a goal in the UEFA Cup, which David Moyes will be hoping continues. It's he with the flick on there.
Well, he's developing all the time. He's a right handful. The feeling was initially that he might be a little raw, but there are signs of those edges smoothing off. He's becoming a real rival, really, for Yakubu for that headline spot up front.
And when you think that James McFadden, a hero for Scotland throughout the ultimately unsuccessful European qualifying campaign, and young James Vaughan, the Premier League's youngest ever goal scorer, not even on the bench today. It's an embarrassment of riches, really, for David Moyes. Anichebe, who we were talking about earlier, actually hasn't scored in the Premier League since the opening day win against Wigan. But David Moyes has joyful Everton voices ringing in his ears after a comprehensive dismantling of Sunderland. 3 goals in each half. Here's Anichebe looking to make it 4 in the second if he can. Pienaar.
But it's not just the score, John. There's been some excellent football, breathtaking football at times. Certainly 3 of the goals. Great build-up, great involvement.
Here's Pienaar, who got the third. Parried by Gordon. Anichebe! No penalty. Well, I think they did have a case there. We'll see it again. But Phil Dowd was adamant there was no foul. And so Everton's opportunity for a 7th for the time being is denied. But here's Osman. Johnson wants it played down the inside right channel. They're standing off him at the moment. It's Leon Osman! Oh, fabulous! That's lifted the lid at Goodison Park. 7th heaven. Look at those faces.
Well, it's a great goal by young Osman, but you see Roy Keane sat there watching his defence fall over like skittles. It's good play by Everton. Great turn here. Young Osman picks the ball up and he runs and he runs and he goes past 1 and 2 fall over, and the finish is simple. And great goal by the young kid, but absolute Sunday League defending here by Sunderland. And I'm sure that the dressing room after this game, the Sunderland dressing room, Roy will have plenty to say. That's poor at this level.
Here's Anichebe. Neville on the overlap, but the ball's just drifted out of play.
Well, free kick given, a late tackle on Anichebe as he played the ball off. But Phil Dowd's got it right.
The referee having a word with Andy Cole as Everton.
You see here he plays the ball wide and a late tackle. I think by Higginbottom he can have no complaints.
Well, Everton have the opportunity for an 8th goal. Almost came from Arteta, who's been absolutely outstanding and would have thoroughly deserved to have joined the other scorers. Carlos Edwards, Sunderland going through the motions now. Ledbitter. Dean Whitehead, Cole.
Well, credit Sunderland, they kept trying to play the football.
But David Moyes shakes hands with Roy Keane, one of them jubilant, the other despondent. It's been an absolutely magnificent display by Everton, who have smacked 7 past hapless Sunderland. Andy Johnson among the scorers on his return from injury. 2 for Cahill, 2 for Yakubu, 1 for Pienaar, and a glorious solo effort at the end by Osman, which was the real icing on the cake. Dwight York got the solitary Sunderland strike to make it 3-1 just before half-time. Ironically, Sunderland started the second half well, but their defending was poor. Everton were clinical and brutal, and those fans haven't seen an afternoon like this for a very, very long time. 7 games unbeaten in all competitions for David Moyes. 6 of them wins, but none of them as handsome as this. Everton 7, Sunderland 1.
Well, David, is that as good as anything you've seen as a manager?
It probably is in my time. You know, to score 7 goals in a Premier League game is a fantastic achievement. It's so difficult. The teams in the Premier League are hard to beat. You only need to look at Sunderland's away record. They've conceded very few goals. I've watched a couple of their away games myself, and they've always been in the game. So I have to give credit to our players today for how they performed, the goals they scored, their movement, and all round, you know, their mentality to come back from the international games and pick it up again.
Some of the play you produced today was as good as anything you'll see in the Premier League.
Well, I think some of it was fantastic, and really that's what I've been hoping to get to. I've been hoping for a long time that I could have Everton playing that way more often. Today, hopefully, is the first of many more times to come.
How important was it to have a clean bill of health going into this one, because it's been a while?
Mm-hmm. Well, we've got every player fit now, and maybe the performance today on the pitch was because of the players who were sitting in the stand today. Every one of them up there in their own right could have played today. So that's what happens, and you know, those players have played and they're going to play in the future, especially the next month or 2. So hopefully they'll all be part of wins like that in the future.
Well, you've won your 2 games in the UEFA Cup group. You have a Carling Cup quarter-final against West Ham to look forward to. Is there a feeling here that Everton is now really a club going places?
Yeah, like every year we try so hard to do well, but I suppose we've got one of the strongest squads that we've ever had since I've been here, and you know, it's just all about consistency. And at the moment we're starting to build on that consistency and starting to get into a run of games where we're hard to beat and we score goals. So you know, a lot of teams are starting to find that out, and they'll be doing their homework, and we'll be doing their homework on them. So you know, I think for us it's just great to be in the situation we're in, and we can just look